Nicholas.
A pleasant good morning to you. How are you doing?
I am wonderful, and how are you, sir?
I am well, and thank you for asking, and thank you for having us today.
Oh my goodness! I just have to say this, Brian. I hope you're enjoying this. But Sly,
Brian?
Lady Reynolds said to tell you that Brian is a zaddy.
Is a who?
Is a zaddy.
A zaddy?
Yes. You know what that means?
No, that's a new
Right.
word.
Well, Mr. Nicholas is laughing, so that I can born you today.
A zaddy? Okay, I'll look it up in my Sly dictionary and see what that means. Yeah, but
Mr. Nicholas is the transmission and distribution engineer for APUA, and we're very delighted.
oh yes, very, very, and I hope.
This is in the water department, of course, and
Yeah.
we're very delighted to have him because there's so many issues that people keep raising with us, with you, Sly, not us.
I know.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that we
Oh,
want
dear Lord.
to get on board. So, sir, just welcome to WTP.
We had to put. I have to put something in first, but
Oh,
I
Lord.
certainly hope. I have to get rid of this off my conscience. I
ahead.
certainly hope that Madam Nicholas is listening this morning because you dear girl, me has something to tell you. See, the only problem is that I wish me bad things me have to tell you, but can't find no bad things to tell you about it. That's the thing that hurt me. You
So
understand?
he's a good soul?
If you know me good at I tell you, so remember, lying tongue is abomination unto God. Oh, he's my brother. I don't want to talk to him at all this morning. I do not. But
Mr.
anytime
Nicholas,
you tell Mr. Nicholas said jump, Sly J, I see how high.
Oh, I see. So, Mr. Nicholas, you're good at work and play?
So they say.
I believe I try to balance. I wouldn't say I'm good, but I try to balance.
You been trying to balance.
So, since we're working on balance, I'm going to leave Sly J for play and I'm going to take work.
Go ahead, my dear.
Sure.
So, just let us start by sharing with our listeners what's the role of a transmission and distribution. Can you explain to us what that is, what your department is responsible for, and how important all of that is to water?
Okay, again, a pleasant good morning to you, Sly J, and our listening audience. So, the role of a transmission and distribution engineer in the water business unit is to be responsible for, as it said, distribution and transmission of water. In other words, my responsibility begins at the storage facilities, which are tanks, and ends when it gets to the actual customer. Now, there are three modes of doing that. The transmission lines are the main arteries that move the water, throughout Ontario. Then it comes down to a distribution system, which is more or less what we call sub-mains, and then to the consumers.
Okay.
And so we are responsible for maintaining, upgrading, troubleshooting, looking at ways to improve the whole question of water transmission and distribution to the nation of Ontario and Barbuda.
All right. And how important, I know you've kind of hinted at it, but we hear often about the osmosis plants. We've added more osmosis plants. What do you call up there now? Potworks Dam is low and so on. How does all of this tie into the distribution that you do, that your unit does? Sorry.
Right, good question. So now that we have Potworks no longer have a source of that surface water, the focus now becomes sharper on the reverse osmosis plant. The plants are a production center that provides the water for us to distribute to customers. So, for example, right now, we would have lost maybe approximately 800,000 gallons a day from surface water that's coming from Potworks. So what we're trying to do is to ramp up every drop of or every gallon of water out of reverse osmosis so that we can best satisfy the needs of the country.
All right. And so in keeping with that, it ramping up to satisfy the needs of the country, we recognize that the business unit has been very active with several major infrastructure projects. What is the overall goal behind these upgrades?
Okay. So basically, we all are aware that we are having challenges with respect to providing water on demand. In my view, we should be providing water 24/7 to our customers. And let me take this opportunity to, apologize to our public, but I want to assure us that we are doing everything we can to eliminate this kind of water shortage that we're presently experiencing. But to circle back to your question as it relates to what we're doing,
Right.
for example, presently we are upgrading or installing a line from the Buckley's booster station that's near KFC, and that line will go along the Roberts Road, which will be known as Burning Flames Highway, out to the Sydney Wallen Highway. What that will do for us is to give us another way of taking water literally from Shell Beach and getting it into the Buckley's corridor. Mind you, we have ways of doing that, but it is not as efficient. It takes a longer time to do so. So we recognize that we need to make that move, and hence you see that happening. Also, in terms of projects, we, by December 16th, we should have add another 1.6 million gallons of reverse osmosis water to the system, and that's up at Crabs. That's ongoing as we speak. In addition to that, we'll be doing another 450,000 gallons in the Fries Beach, at the Fries Beach plant. So we are taking steps to significantly reduce the challenges that we're facing with respect to providing the water for our consumers.
And a part of those steps, though, because one of the concerns that the consumers raise sometimes, perhaps without being aware of what is in the background, as you make those upgrades, how will it affect daily supply? And what do consumers need to do?
Okay, so as far as daily supply is concerned, again, the whole point is to increase our ability to provide more water on demand. So that's in a nutshell what will happen once these new plants, once we add, I should say, these plants to the number of plants we already have.
Right, but in the interim, one second, but in the interim, so like now, the work is ongoing. So from time to time, you will have to, I'm assuming, pause supply to some areas to change the infrastructure over, yes?
Yes and no.
Okay, that's what I want to get to.
When we're ready to what we call the tie-in, depending on the nature of it, it's probably might be a couple of days, a day or two,
right,
just to get that line linked. But nothing of, like, say, a week or 2 weeks before we can reactivate the line that they're accustomed to be fed from, to answer your question.
Okay, so what about the traffic? We know, for example, I'm going to pull a project. We know Burning Flames Highway. I like saying that. But we know Burning Flames Highway is now having seriously heavy work done. What are some of the challenges your team faces while carrying out work in an area like the Burning Flames Highway?
That's an interesting question. I think we have appealed to the general public and for those road users to be patient with us. We have had instances where I have to say that motorists have gone through our barriers, notwithstanding that we have.
Hold on. Hold on. What do you mean go through the barriers?
Move them and go through now.
Well, I mean, point in case. The other night, 2 weeks ago, we were working on All Saints Road, the section from, let's say, where you turn off to go to Belmont, go down to the roundabout, more or less. We had the place extremely cold up. I mean, you could not get in the barrier. And somebody just decided to move it, and cars streaming through. So I'm appealing to the general public. Once you see all guys are working on the road,
then dropping in the hole now. Then
take directions from them. Do not come through our barriers. But those are some of the challenges. Apart from, I guess, some people irate, and we try to explain them. Listen, we understand the inconvenience that you're faced with. We understand that the traffic has to be slowed down, but it's all going towards improving the water situation here in Antigua. And so that's That's the message. That's some of the challenges that we're facing right now.
And I want to jump in here a little bit and ask you this question because you and I had a conversation some time ago right outside the radio station, and you were telling me about a new technology that is there that you can lay pipes and you can, move pipes from one area to the next without even disturbing the road. Have we gotten any closer to that thought, that technology?
It's funny you should ask that because yesterday we had a meeting regarding that same project.
Okay.
And today I have a kickoff meeting where in real terms within 2 weeks, we should actually see things happening on the ground. Specifically, we're looking at High Street and Seminary Street. But just to give some context as to what that does,
yes.
It's called horizontal directional drilling. And essentially, you are drilling horizontally beneath the surface. Point is, you do not have to do what we call open cut, which is excavators and backhoes,
and dig up the road,
creating large trenches, laying the pipe and backfill it. The footprint of the drill is about a 6 by 6 feet, where you make that entry drill, and let's say do what we call 1,000 feet shot at a time. So in other words, that drill can make an opening, a drill about 1,000 feet at a time.
Wow.
You then connect the pipe at the head of the drill and reverse direction. So you literally drill, create the tunnel, connect the pipe to the head of the drill, reverse the drill, and pull the pipe in. So the only two areas that you're really interrupting on the road
entry and exit
is where you have to entry and exit. You go to that last end, the end point, and you start again. Technically speaking, when that is happening, minimal interruption to traffic, except for the 2 points that I just described. So you literally can be walking, pedestrians can be on the street, vehicles can be still driving whilst that is happening.
Wow.
That sounds very interesting.
I'm telling you.
And so that is going to reduce the road interruptions. It's going to save time too, I suspect.
Oh yeah.
It will. And also the other added effect of that, or benefit I should say. Think of St. John's, our business district. And you have to do what we call the open cut method, the excavation, and notwithstanding you decide to do it from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. There will still be some interruption. You then have to schedule the amount of work you can complete. Let's say cut off by midnight. Start to do the installation reinstatement so that when the business day opens up, it's, business can go on as usual. That in itself is a challenge. And so we have looked at it and decided that we need to, that is one of the better way to go, especially in built-up areas.
So that preempts a question I had. I'm going to try and tie them both together. The collaboration. So then this particular new technology, it has, repeat the name again for me,
Horizontal directional drilling.
Horizontal directional drilling. Right, that's it. I'm going to stick it in my head. So how has collaboration been with the Water Business Unit and the Ministry of Works in terms of this whole repiping exercise, major exercise that is ongoing, outside of the horizontal directional drilling that is to come? I needed to put that in.
Okay, and I think it's important. That's a very important question, because in recent times we have a very good working relationship with Ministry of Works. We typically will let them know ahead of time what roads will be impacted by installation, by the traditional method that we're currently using. And in many instances, they have provided support right after we would have completed it, especially when you're talking about significant interruption with the road. Public Works have been side by side with us, providing us with material, the expertise as it relates to the reinstatement of the road. Mind you, they may not pave immediately, but the road is put back in such a way that you can drive on it, you can walk on it without any significant issues. So I'd say that we have forged a close relationship with Ministry of Works.
All right, we're going to pivot a little bit. The Water Business Unit receives more than 750 water faults report monthly. That's what we were told. How is this? This is a two-part question. One, how does that impact the ongoing work you're doing with the repiping in terms of the distribution of resources? And how is that an increase since we've been putting in the new network?
No, I think what is important, and I think one of the things that we need to understand is that our infrastructure is old, really old. Some of these challenges we face are breakage on mains that are old that needs to be replaced. There are also service leaks, and so what the water business are doing at the moment is that we're going to roll out what we call a fault management system, whereby we have an initial crew who we'll call the first responders. Mm-hmm. So a fault comes in, for example. They would then go, and if it's something that they can handle, perform it, they would assess it, they will get it done. The information it goes back up to the information center. That's done. If not, it then shifts down to the transmission distribution center. Mm-hmm. Now, as far as resources are concerned, we are stretched. However, we have gone on a program of recruiting, in the process of recruiting more crews to handle the rising number of faults. Okay? And so we are doing what we need to do as far as that is concerned. We looked at it and we know which direction we need to go. So in very short order, we should see a reduction in the number of, well, not necessarily in the reduction of faults, but the response time to the faults should improve significantly over the coming months because we're looking to roll out and increase the number of staff. But let me also add here, let me go back to the point that I made with respect to the aging infrastructure.
Right.
For example, St. John's. Strictly St. John's infrastructure, it's probably older than I am, and Sly J will tell you how that goes. All right? So from time to time, we have broken mains in that area. Those are what we call ductile iron pipe, which for the most part, most of the rest of the world have moved away from that. And APUA indeed has moved away from the installation of ductile iron pipe. Some of our major transmission arteries also are quite aged and in need of replacement, upgrade, if you will. We are embarking upon that. So I just want to say to the general public and to everyone, we understand the pain that our public is experiencing. Mm-hmm. But we are making the necessary steps to eliminate that. Mm-hmm. So, for example, we have a project we want to roll out maybe in the next 2 to 3 months to replace what we call the 102 line, sections of it, the 105 sections of it.
Where are those located?
So 102 comes down from, Parham, let's call it from Parham, that, and goes across Jonas Road. Okay. The 105 comes down Old Parham Road, and when I say Old Parham Road, from Parham, because that's the original Old Parham Road, down to just about Haleen Motors. Mm-hmm. Those are aged. We need to change them out. And so that's why many times you have so much frequent interruption with respect to our ability to provide water to our customers. And let me also add, unlike electricity, when a fault is repaired, you get it back instantaneously. Right. Once that is closed. Water, unfortunately, does not travel that fast. So typically, if I have to do a repair on one of those major transmission lines, one, it means that I have to take most of the water off of that section of the line. Mm-hmm. Once the repair is done, you have to do what we call a slow charge, meaning, just open the valve fully open and let the water come in. You slowly build the pressure. That takes time. So the water is basically meandering, finding its way, and then eventually to the customers. So that's why sometimes you find when you get an interruption, we might have repaired, the line is repaired, but the water doesn't get to you until a few hours later because of the way.
So you're
it's
saying
traveled.
then, so you're saying then, in essence, in addition to that, it will take some time for for the water to come back. And I want to go
Right.
back to the 102 and the 105.
Yeah.
The new technology that you're going to be trying out in a few weeks, is it likely to be applied to those lines?
Well, consideration certainly will be given to that. We haven't quite started fully developed which direction we'll go because not every replacement requires the horizontal directional drilling.
I know what I was hoping, because when you said Jonas Road, which is a heavy traffic road, and then Old Pram Road, which is also a heavy traffic road, I was just in my mind saying, oh, that'll be getting me excited. But I'll leave that for you to settle. Two more questions, I
It'll be
promise
a
you.
case by case situation.
Two more questions. Ladies and gentlemen, you are on Mornings with Sly. Sly, say good morning.
Oh, yes, I'm right here, just waiting on Brian. Yeah.
And we are with
You're the lady,
Mr.
take care of the man.
Mr. Bryan Nicholas, the transmission and distribution engineer in the water business unit. We're discussing the capital developments that are going on in water, which will, of course, be of benefit to us in the medium to long term. So, Bryan, question. In addition to these pipelines that we've been spending so much time talking about, there has also been rehabilitation work on storage tanks, particularly at Buckley's and Crabs. Why? What value do these tanks add to the overall distribution and transmission system?
Okay, so tanks has a function of not only storage, but they can also give you the ability to move the water under gravity. And let me see how best I can explain this without getting too technical. You ever wondered why people, you see tanks at an elevation, there's some black tanks mounted up and, higher than your home sometimes.
How you get water up there?
Okay. So you can pump the water to that elevation. But once that, with that height, you can then move that water into your home without any form of input energy like a pump.
Okay.
So storage tanks, for the most part, plays two functions. First function, if I take the Buckley's tank, if I take the Alston's tanks, which I might add were recently refurbished and put back in service. The Buckley's tank, under gravity, under the force of gravity, can move water from Buckley's literally to English Harbor without pumping.
Ah, that sounds good.
Yeah, man.
So
That's it.
and that would be a positive in terms of the cost of the pumping with fuel prices going up and all of that. That should be able to save water some cost,
Yes.
no?
There you go.
All right. Now
Similarly, the Alston's tank does that as well.
okay. So how many of those
And for
how many of those
storage.
tanks we have around? Sorry.
So we have Buckley's, All Saints, we have two tanks at Crabs, we have Follies, we have one in Mantua, which is not in service as yet. We have Collins, we have St. Philip tanks, several tanks dotted in and around the island, but not all tanks has the ability to move the water without pumping to the consumer. I go to the Crabs tank, which is presently on the rehab. That's approximately 2 million gallons of water storage. That is a storage tank that gets its feed directly from the reverse osmosis plants up at Crabs. And so that water moves from Crabs down to our Param booster station, where it is distributed to the various transmission lines, going east, going south, and going west. We also have storage facilities in what you call Shell Beach. We have two storage facilities in Shell Beach. We have storage facilities in Cedar Valley. Now, Cedar Valley is one of those tanks where we pump the water up to Cedar Valley.
Up on the hill?
Up on the hill.
Yes, I passed that one this morning. Yes, go ahead.
Now, We'll move the water into Cedar Valley. Some areas can be fed from Cedar Valley via gravity. Others we have to lift it, especially if they're at a higher elevation. Lift meaning pump. Especially if they're at a higher elevation than the Cedar Valley tank. But also I want to speak about the North Side project, which was recently completed in November. What we found that increase in capacity in that corridor has given us the ability to, really improve the water situation on the north side to make it significantly, I must add.
I'm sorry, you said the north sound or the north side?
North side.
Okay, and what was that? Just a quick summary for the audience.
Right, so we added another 1 million gallons of water of reverse osmosis plant in that area up at the Shell Beach.
Right.
And as a consequence, we have seen not quite where we want to be.
Are we referring to Barnacle? Are we referring to the Barnacle? Oh, okay.
Barnacle Pond, yes.
Shell Beach, yes.
We are not quite where we want to be as far as providing the service to our consumers. But it's a vast improvement. And I'm saying that to show that APUA and the water business units, we all are working to make sure and to ensure that we eliminate this situation as it is. We are. I mean, you can see the number of works that is ongoing. You can, as I spoke about the number of projects, not in the pipeline, if I may use a pun, but actual tangible efforts being made to improve our water situation.
All right. And so, not to keep you much longer, thank you so much for being with us. But when you look at all the projects currently, and you just outlined so many of them happening, what is the final message you would want to share with us customers about the future of water in Antigua and Barbuda?
So, again, let me first say that we should be able to provide water to our customers on demand, 24/7. We are not quite there yet. We have improved, let's say from the last year. We have seen improvement with respect to our distribution and providing services to our customers. But rest assured, the water business unit cares. We understand the frustration, and hence the reason why we have embarked on all of these projects. And I want to say to our customers, we appreciate you. We understand your frustration, but we are working. We are working. Our crews out there, and I must give a shout out to all the crews, all the members of staff who are really every day getting up in spite of the challenges and the difficulties that we are facing, and soldier on and marshal on and doing what they're doing so as to at least ease the situation. We anticipate that perhaps maybe the next year and a half or so, we should be closer to where we need to be as far as, one, the level of production, two, the improvement in the infrastructure as it relates to our transmission line. So I want to again ask for the patience and understanding of our consumers. We know, we feel it. We are not sitting idle. We're taking every comment, every criticism, every praise that you provide us and trying to do better, and is indeed working towards becoming a 24/7 365 facility where we can provide water to you and also respond to faults in a more timely manner.
Excellent. Right. Just one last little thing. I know I said that was the last one, and I'm so appreciate what you just said, and I think this conversation would have helped us as a people to be more appreciative of the extent of the work, because some of us would see in our neck of the woods, but we would not have gotten a view of the bigger picture, and I think this would be a good opportunity for us. Sly, I'll go take some picture, come back, show the people, go all around. Maybe we get Zaddy to pick us up. What do you say?
Yes. That would be good.
But Mr. Nicholas, just before you leave, because we're in Liberta, and this is our home base, there's a couple of questions I've gotten it a few times to ask. That they see the pump station that was just put up in Liberta. They want to know if it's activated and what exactly it's doing.
Oh, that's done.
So we're in the process of making that active. We still have some bugs and some tweaking that we need to do. But what that will do, just to give some context, is for the higher elevations where we have challenges getting our water to, that will eliminate that. Eliminate that challenge that we're facing. But it's there. Mm-hmm. We are working out the kinks, trying to iron out the bugs, and once we've done so, then those high elevations. What's the name of the hill in England?
Horsford Hill?
Not Horsford, the one before that. See, I'm not familiar with that.
Green Hill?
So is Green Hill the one close to you, close to the studio?
Mambo, what's the name of the hill close to the studio? Sly, I remember. Go ahead. We'll get it and remind them. Go ahead.
Yeah. But
I'm
anyway,
watching the phone.
That area where typically we have challenges.
Jane.
That's the more point.
Okay.
Of putting in that booster station.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So thank you very much, sir. It's
Yes,
been
sir.
deeply appreciative.